Hi guys, today we're going to be looking at how to drive the car to pass the driving test. So there are quite a few different ways that you can drive a car, and there's only one real style that the exam requires, that the driving test requires, and it's the only one that the examiners will accept as well. And it's really all about forward planning and being ready for whatever's in front of the car and being aware of what's around the car as well. Okay. So I'm Sean, I'm from Driving Test Wizard, and we just post videos about driving test, about theory test, try and help people get through. So if you want to see some more, just subscribe. That's my sales pitch out the way, so you can do that all night, it's up to you. So let's get on with the job in hand, and that's to get the car moving. So first of all, I'm going to just check that handbrake is on and the gear's in neutral. That's fine. So then I can turn the key. Next thing I'm going to do is turn the camera on. There you go, camera's running. Don't forget to do that. I have done that once already today, forgot to turn it on. Okay, so now I'm going to drop the car into first gear. I'm just going to find a little bit of bike, so I'm on a slight hill, and then I'm going to do my 6-point check. Just making sure everything's clear around me. It is. I've got to move away from behind this van. So that's my first job. So I can see that it's clear around. What I can see is it's clear. So I'm just going to put an indicator on, so I'm not sure what's up that road. I'm looking my blind spot again. I'm just going to go very slowly using the clutch control to get out from behind the van, keeping nice and tight as I come around, and then I'm going to carry on down this road. Now along this road, obviously there's cars parked on both sides, so I'm in the centre of the road, so I'm in an equal position from both sides, if you like. And I'm going to turn left at the end, so I'm going to check this mirror, my left door mirror, and indicate down for left. As I'm coming to the end of the road, I'm just going to drop that clutch right down, put the car back into first gear, and then creep up to the line. So when I get to the line, I'm going to bring the car to a nice steady stop. I'm going to keep looking both ways. It looks like I'm going to be able to move because there's a learner car there, and they're kind of waiting for me to come out, so that's nice of them. We're just going to follow the road ahead at these lights, and that's a nice space for me to go through, so no problem there. And that takes me forward. So now I'm in the new road. I'm up to 20. I'm into third gear, and I'm just carrying on along. So looking ahead, the road's pretty clear, pretty safe for me. So I'm bringing the car up to just under 30. On your driving test, when it's clear like this ahead of you, you want to be high 20s, don't you? You want to be not holding people up, the people that are behind you, but also you want to make some progress as well. There's a green traffic light ahead. It's just a crossing. There's nobody there to press the button, so I'm sure that's not going to change, so I can just flow through this. Still, I'm looking at the furthest point along the road that I can see. I'm going to be turning right soon. I'm just looking along this road. Again, there's a crossing there. No one again to press the button, so I know that I'm fine. And we're taking the next road on the right. So I'm going to check the interior mirror and the right door mirror. Indicate up for right. Now I can see there's hatch lines in the road. I'm dropping the car into second gear. I'm not going to move into these hatch lines until it's clear of them, and then I'm going to take the car round. Ahead of us, we can see the road kind of narrows because of the oncoming vehicles, so I'm just going to take it steady through there, and when they've gone, I'm going to just check my mirror and increase the speed a little bit, and that's bringing me back up to the speed of the road. Not much happening down here, so I'm just guiding the car past all the parked cars, keeping a good car doors width away from them. Getting down the hill, so I'm just controlling the car with the brake. It's quite a steep hill, I don't want to go over the speed limit. And as we come around the bend, what we'll see, hopefully, if I'm in the right place, yeah, is the end of the road where the kind of war memorial is. And I'm going to check the interior right door mirror, indicate all for right, because I'm going to go right at the end. I'm braking now. I'm getting the car nice and slow, jogging pace into first gear. I'm at a walking pace now as I'm approaching the line, and now I've gone really slow. I'm at a crawling pace. I'm looking both ways. I can see that it's clear, and I'm moving on. So the most common reason for people failing their driving test, year on year, every year is the same, it's observations at junctions. And it's just like back there, so you have to get the car ready so that you can look both ways before you emerge from the side road. And only when you feel it's safe and clear can you then move out. Along here, I'm just going to follow this road now for a few moments. I can see first of all that someone pulled out in front of us, well, not in front of us, really, pulled out from the side road, and so I'm keeping a nice distance from them. I'm judging my speed by them. They're under the speed limit, so I don't need to go any quicker than they're going, do I? Because I'm not going to overtake them. I've got a nice space in front of the car here now, so I've got lots of kind of reaction time. And that's important, isn't it? Because anything could happen, and if I have lots of reaction time, then I know that I'm in a safe place. Just as I'm coming round the bend, I can see from the sign that there's a double roundabout, and I'm going to follow the road ahead, so I'm going straight ahead at both of those. I'm braking here now. Again, I'm dropping the car into second gear. I'm approaching the first roundabout in second, and I can see to my right that it's clear, and that's fine. And I'm going to now look at the second roundabout, and that's clear as well, so I can go. So I've treated those two roundabouts like separate things. Although they're on one big junction, still they're separate junctions to each other. As I'm coming along here now, I can see again someone's pulled out from the side road, and everything else is pretty clear in front of us, apart from there's some traffic lights. Now they're on green, and they've been on green a while, so there's a good chance that they'll change. So I'm just going to cover the brake just in case. I'm ready and not changing, so we're going to just go through. So that's planning again, isn't it? That's kind of planning my approach to make sure that actually if they did change, I could stop. Just coming along this road here now, again there's a nice big space in front of the car, which gives me lots and lots and lots of reaction time, and that's a kind of bonus for me, isn't it, really? Because then, if anything does crop up, then I'm fine, I'm no problem. So the advice there from me, or for me anyway, is don't get too close to what's in front of you. I know there's kind of a set distance that you're supposed to be, but I think the bigger that, as long as you're not holding anybody up behind you, and you're keeping up to the speed of the road, the bigger the gap, the better, really. So here, where I've stopped, I can still see the car ahead of me. I can still see his tyres on the road, and that's important, isn't it? Because if I need to get out, then I can do. If he stalls or breaks down or anything like that. Also, if my foot slips on the clutch, I'm only going to I'll jump forward, but I'll only jump forward into clear space and not into the back of his car. So just as we're moving off, I'm checking the mirrors there, going through the traffic lights. Again, there's a nice space in front of the car, so I'm happy with that. Make sure you get your clutch all the way down. And we're just going to follow in this road through here now. Again, I'm going to check the door mirror there to move out, and then as I've gone past the second car here, the last one, I'm looking for it in the door mirror over there, and I can see it, so I can move back in. Now, it may look a bit odd for you seeing the video. It may look like I'm looking in the wrong mirrors, but that's just because there's two cameras, and there's one facing forward, which is the big screen, and there's one which is just me in the corner here. and they're facing in opposite directions, so that's why it looks different. I am actually checking the right ones. So I've stopped at the red light here now. I'm just waiting. I've prepared the car. I'm waiting to go, and well, I'm just waiting for my first bit of observation is if this traffic stops there. The lights have gone to amber, so I can go. Amber and green, should I say, and then I can go. Looking ahead, I can see now there's a traffic queue. And so what I'll do is I'll check the mirrors. I'll just make sure that everyone's behaving behind me. I'm just going to be slowing down nice and early for the traffic queue, dropping the car into first gear, 2 or 3 car lengths from the back of the queue, and then I'll stop so that I can still see the car in front of me. I can still see their tyres on the tarmac. When the queue moves forward, then I can move forward as well. I've got my bike point. I'm just going to move forward with the rest of the traffic now. Just controlling the clutch as I start to move forward. I'm not going very far. Again, clutch down, bring the car to a nice steady stop just here. So again, I can still see the tyres on the tarmac. I can see the lights ahead. We're on green, so everyone's moving up, but they've changed to red again now. So again, I'm just moving forward, nice and easy. I'm going to be turning left at the lights. That's going to take me just to here, and that's fine, isn't it? So again, I'm not prepared yet because I'm like 2 or 3 or 4 cars back, and I know from experience that these lights take quite a while to change. What usually happens is the green arrow comes on first, actually. So what I'll do is I'll get ready, and there it is. I've got a bit of bite, just checking around me, and away I go. And I'll go away with everybody else this time, because now I need to, don't I? So I'm going to get around the junction. And then just as I get around the next bend, there's going to be a roundabout. I'm going straight ahead at the roundabout, so I'm not going to indicate. What I will do though is brake. The car's already in second, we're in a 20 zone. I can't go, so I'm dropping it into first. Now I can, and now I'm going to take the car around, keep it in the left lane, mirrors and signal for left. That allows that grey van there to know that I'm not going around, but actually he can carry on because I'm never going to get that far. I've got another problem now, the cyclist. The cyclist is on approach to this crossing, really, and there's a bend there as well. I can't overtake the cyclist on the crossing or on the zigzag lines, so I'm just going to stay behind him. I'm going to be really patient, giving him lots of room. Follow the bend around. Now this next mini roundabout here, I need to go straight ahead. I check there, make sure that it's clear in that lane, and it is, and that's fine, I can go. So zigzag lines on approach to a crossing, no overtaking and no parking. So as we're coming down this road here, what's happening is that we've got a row of parked cars. It's quite a wide road, so we're still quite at liberty to go along this road. There's plenty of room for us, but we're just going to be aware that anyone could pull out. There's a purple car trying to back out into the road. I'm just going to make sure that he's seen as he has. And that's that. And now we can see it's clear again ahead. We keep a nice space between us and the car in front of us. It is a 30 road, so I'm leaving the car in 3rd gear, and that's going to help the car to stay at 30 or below. Just makes it easy for me, really. As we come along, again, there's no one there to press the button on this crossing, so we're fine. Now, as we're going to dip down into a dip here, and there's a camera at the bottom of the dip. which is a bit naughty really. So I'm just going to check my speed. I'm doing 26 now, and because I don't want to get anywhere near the speed limit, I'm just going to cover the brake to get through where this camera is, and then I'm going to increase the speed back up to 30. I think that's quite okay to do that, to be honest, because you know, why would they put the thing down in the dip? That's the big question. Going past the speed limit signs, it says 50, so I can go a bit quicker. So I'm going up through the gears as I'm doing that. And again, the car ahead of me is actually only doing 37. So I don't want to go any quicker than that, even though it's a 50 zone, because I can't overtake him. So I might as well just keep this nice space in front of me. The next thing we're going to come to is a spiral roundabout. At that we're going to turn right, and that's going to be following the signs for Hilltop. And so I need to check the right door mirrors and the right mirror. Level with this junction, I'm going to indicate up for right, move into the right hand lane. That's a spiral roundabout, so I'm not going to need that signal anymore. Into second gear, let me just see if it's going to be clear. It is. So I'm moving in, I'm going to find my lane. It says H-top, can you see it? H-top on the road. That's for Hilltop, and that's where I'm going to go. Stopped at the lights. Now ahead of us, there's two lanes that say H-top, and they both go to Hilltop. So I'm at liberty to use both of them, aren't I? But I'm not going to, I'm only going to use the left-hand one, because that puts me, as I'm coming off of the roundabout, that puts me on the left lane in a safe position. So here's the amber light, here's the green, so I can move. So here's where the roundabout spirals out, this lane on the roundabout spirals out. You can see H-top in both of those lanes. I'm just following this lane around in this. I'm going to allow it to guide me around and take me off of the roundabout. This roundabout is called the Griff roundabout. Lots of people around here, particularly learners, worry about this roundabout quite a lot, but actually it's quite easy, you know. It's controlled by the traffic lights, that's the first thing, and all the lanes are telling us exactly where to go, and as long as we follow what the lights say and get in our lane and just stay in our lane, then it's absolutely easy and it's no problem at all. So I'm just staying in my lane here now, taking it nice and steady, and we can see it says H-top again. And we can see that the green sign says Hilltop, and it's taken us off of the roundabout there. And as we come into this next road, this is now a 50 mile an hour road. So here we go, we can go a bit quicker. Going up through the gears. Just always being aware of what's behind us all the time, just checking. Are you meant to check your mirrors before you change your speed, before you change direction? And before everything really. The thing is, every time your right leg wants to move up or down, your right foot wants to move up or down, just have a quick glance in that mirror, and if you're moving to the right or the left, have a look in those mirrors as well. We're into fifth gear. Let me just go and climb the hill. When we get to the top of the hill, it says 30, so we're going to now just check the mirror. I'm going to brake, bring the car down to 30, back into, I'm going to use third gear, because again that's going to help me to stay at 30 or below. And there we go. The bus has got his hazard warning lights on, so that means I can go by him, so it's not going anywhere. And there's a mini roundabout here, and I'm going to go straight ahead at this mini roundabout. I'm just going to follow the road. You can see it's clear there, that's fine, and away we go. Again, I'm looking ahead, and I can see then the road dips down and it kind of disappears, but as we get closer and closer to the bend, I can see more and more of it, and I can see actually it's pretty clear. So I'm quite happy to stay at this speed. I'm just under 30. I'm quite happy to stay at this speed and just follow this road around. Excuse me. It does say slow, but it is all clear and I'm fine. over the brow of the hill, and away we go. I think that was hilltop and we're coming back down it now. Maybe, I don't know. Alright, so when we get to the next roundabout, I'm going to turn right. So I'm going to check the interior mirror, right door mirror, indicate up for right, start to use my brake. I'm going to follow the sign that say A4254, and you'll see that written on the road, A4254. And this is the Arches roundabout. Now the last roundabout, the Griff roundabout, and this one, there's specific videos on the channel, on the Driving Test Wizard channel about these two roundabouts. Okay, they're both spiral ones, and there's a video about spiral roundabouts as well. These are both spiral roundabouts, and I can see that I can move in. Now I'm on the lane next to the island at the moment because I'm turning right. Okay, I'm on the lane that says A4254. As I go around this bit, what's going to happen is that this lane is going to split like this into two. And as it splits into two, both of the lanes will go to the A4254. And so I'm going to choose the left-hand option of those because, like on the last roundabout, that's going to bring me off on the left-hand side. So that's going to be really easy for me. Then I'll be in a safe position all the time, and I'm going to allow the traffic lights and the lanes to guide me around the roundabout. And again, once you have that kind of mindset and that concept of it, then you know that's gonna be easy. So both of these lanes say A4254. Now I'm in the left-hand option. That's bringing me now to the outer lane on the roundabout. So I started off on the inner lane, and now I'm on the outer lane. And also, if you look ahead here, you can see that it's actually pointing me to the left-hand lane of the new road. So that's easy then, really, isn't it? That, you know, it's no real problem for us. Looking ahead, here we go. So it's pointed the car to this lane. I'm moving into this lane. Again, both of those lanes say A4254. Now this lane, it kind of merges into one, so I'm going to check the right door mirror, make sure no one's overtaking me and they're not. So that means I'm safe to go, doesn't it? Looking ahead of me, there's a crossing, no one there, and there's a bend. And as I'm getting closer to it, I can look further and further into the bend. Some zigzag lines are there for a school, and the school is not school run time, so no problem there either. And now some more traffic lights. So you can see what I'm doing is I'm looking ahead all the time and seeing what's there, and by whatever's there, that's going to affect what I do in my drive. And this time the lights are on red, so I'm just dropping the car into first gear. I'm approaching the line, I'm going to stop at the line, there's the change, checking the mirrors, and away we go. And now I'm looking ahead again, and I can't stress this enough. If you want to pass your driving test, plan ahead. It's as simple as that. We're looking all the way along as far as I can see into the road. I can see the junction there, no one coming out. The crossing there, nobody there to cross. So those lights are not going to change. And I'm looking ahead again, I can see a sign for a roundabout. So I'm getting lots of early warnings. And as I come to this roundabout, I'm going to go straight ahead. I'm going to straight ahead the roundabout here. Follow the road ahead, second exit. I'm going to check the mirrors, I'm going to brake in. And when I reach this triangle, I want to be in second gear. So I'm into second now, the clutch is fully up. Now I can decide, I can say, is it clear for me to go? Yes or no. This time it's yes, and I can go. Mirror, mirror, signal. And again, you know, it's the examiner, when you're on your driving test and you're approaching a roundabout like that, you want to get yourself organised so you can ask yourself that question, is it safe for me to go? And if it is, then you can go, and if it's not, then you need to stop. But what will happen is a natural course of that is at some point you'll kind of almost just sit back and have a look. You'll be organised, you'll be prepared, and then you'll just sit back and have a look. The examiner will be looking for that. They'll be looking for that sit back and have a look, and they'll know that you're a safe person then. So here again, I'm braking, I'm dropping the car into second gear, and here I am, I'm sitting back, I'm having a look. and this time, yeah, okay, there we go. And if you do that, then that's a big brownie point in terms of your driving, in terms of your safe driving, first of all, and also in terms of your passing your driving test. There's another one here, and again, I'm just going to go straight ahead, and you know, I'm going to do exactly the same thing, and I would do that if I was turning left or turning right, so the approach is exactly the same, it's just in a different position. But now I'm checking the mirrors, I'm braking, here is the triangle, I'm down to 20, I'm into second gear, and I'm going to say, is it clear, is it safe, yes, yeah, okay, and there you go. I'm going to stay in position on the roundabout, mirror, signal. My signal there as I'm coming off is telling everybody on this road that I'm turning into that I'm turning into this road, and therefore they can carry on then, can't they? So this is a 40 road. I'm not saying I'm going to steam along it or anything like that, but you know, I can get a bit more speed up. I'm just under 40 at the moment, 39, so again that's fine for me, isn't it? I-30s. And there's a lorry pulling out, so I'm easing off the gas, just allowing the car to slow down. And then I'm going to notice as he starts to go up through his gears, again then I can kind of match his speed, keeping this gap in front of us. And again, I've got lots of reaction time. So by coming off the gas at that point, because that's all I needed to do to give him room to get out, that's the first thing. By coming off the gas at that point, what I've done is what the car's doing then actually is what's called engine braking. Engine braking means that you're just using the engine to slow the car down rather than using the brake and the gears and things. All you need to do is ease off the gas. Very often, if you see things early enough, just ease off the gas and let the car slow down. Now I'm looking ahead of us and I can see there's a roundabout. I'm going to turn right at that roundabout, so I need to change lanes. So I'm going to go mirrors, signal, mirror again. I can see there's a space, and then I'm going to move over. Cancel the signal. That's it. So to change lanes, mirror, signal, mirror again, and then move. So this time I'm turning right at the roundabout, mirrors, signal, brake, down to 20, into second, by the time I get to this triangle here, and now I'm going to sit back, I'm going to have a look, is it safe for me to go? This time no, so first gear, and now it is, and now I can go. Mirror, signal, mirror again, he's not coming through there, no, that's fine, that's it. There we are. This road again is a 40 mile an hour road. It looks like it's less than that, but it's not. It is a 40 mile an hour road. But again, I'm looking ahead and I can see there's traffic lights and they're on red. So I'm going to check the mirror. I'm just going to slow down. The lights are changing. Now I'm in third gear, but I'm going quite slow. Everything ahead of me is moving on, so I'm just going to drift through now. The lights are on green. That's going to be then very easy again. So by planning ahead, it means I've not kind of whacked myself up to the lights, stopped, had to get going again, and then moved off again. All I've had to do is seen that they were on red, slow down enough, allow the lights to go through that sequence, and just flow through with the traffic. Excuse me. I've just had my overnight oats. So they're repeating a little bit. Okay, so again I can see everyone's braking ahead of me, and now I'm just braking myself. I'm just slowing right down. Because I've slowed down, I'm going to change into first gear this time, because I need to stop here, don't I? So I'm just leaving this junction open there on the left hand side, and that means that I'm allowing anyone to move in and out of that junction if they wish to. I know that the car ahead of me isn't doing the same thing, but that's fine. He can do what he likes, that's fine, isn't it? I know that I've left that junction open, that's fine for me. I'm in a traffic queue now, so things have changed a little bit, aren't they? what's going to happen now is we're going to move along quite slowly at first, and then we'll move up to the traffic lights after. Here we go, we're moving now. So I'm just going to make sure I can clear the junction before I'm moving. Yep. Going nice and slow. I'm actually in second gear at this point because we are moving quite a long way. We're actually up to 20 now, so I'm going to put the car into third gear as well. And here's why there was a traffic queue. There's temporary lights. The light's on green at the minute, so yeah, I think I can go through there, no problem at all. It's not going to change. And so we're coming to the end of the road here. I can see ahead of me the lights, the brake lights keep coming on and off. There they go, they're on again. So I'm braking myself. Again, I'm just going to drop the car just into first gear, just as I approach the back end of this car ahead of me, keeping a nice little gap in front of the car. So I've got lots of room, lots of time to react. At this point, I'll be turning right at the traffic lights down there. So there's two lanes that turn right. Again, because there's two lanes that go in the same direction, I'm going to use the left-hand one. I'm going to do my good deed for the day here and let this person out of the side there. Out of the pub and Carberry, they've had a nice lunch, lucky for them. And then I'm just going to follow this around. You can see the Jaguar there, he kind of moved over those lines. I'm not going to do that, I'm going to stay all the way inside my lane as I'm going around here. You know, because I'm driving for the driving test, I don't want to make that a kind of schoolboy error, isn't it, driving over those lines, so I don't really want to do that. I don't want to incur any faults that I don't necessarily need to. No, that's a word I can't say or spell, necessarily. I know you can. Oh, braking now. So, into first gear. So here again, we're just waiting for the lights. Well, waiting for the lights to change. It is a traffic light queue, this one. But we're in a little bit of a queue, so again we've stopped so we can still see the tyres of the car in front of us, and yeah, so there's nothing more for us to do. The lights are moving, the bus is moving on now, so now we can move on as well. That's it. We'll come down to this next set of lights where we're turning left. It's a big roundabout, mirror mirror, signal for left. Are these lights going to stay green? The answer is no. So we're going to wait here. The guy in front of us is waiting as well. So again, dropping the car into first gear, and we're going to stop so we can still see the tyres of this car on the road. Simple as that. So on this car, you'll have noticed, I don't know if you can hear, but the engine's turned itself off, and it does that when we come to a stop. But as soon as I put the clutch down again, it will fire up. But here we go, there you go. Still turning left into what I call Dogwell's Road. All the way around here. And this bit of this road is a 30-mile-an-hour zone. So we're going to have to be careful along here not to go over the speed limit. And the reason I say you have to be careful here is because actually we'll probably be that we're at 30 bang on now, and you can see all the traffic ahead of us is going to be getting away, and so that's the reason I say we've got to be careful with stay at 30, because it's easy to then get dragged along with what's happening in front of you and kind of go over the speed limit, not realise. So be aware of what the speed limits are on each road. Look out for the signs, and you know, make sure you stay within the speed limit. And it'll feel slow. If you're doing 30 on a road like this, it will feel slow. But that's good because it's meant to feel slow, you know. And if it does feel slow, And that's a good sign that, you know, you're kind of getting ready, doesn't it? You're kind of comfortable with what you're doing, really. Now we can see the speed limit changes to 40. So now I'm going to check my mirrors and I'm going to speed up just as I go past the signs, or when I've gone beyond the signs. But just with our luck, there you go, there's another roundabout coming up. And again, as we approach the roundabout, we're going to go straight at second exit. So just mirrors, and we're going to brake in. Here's the triangle look, into second gear, clutch fully up, and I'm going to use the rest of this road to just make my decision. I can see it is clear. I'm going to stay in my lane, take it around mirror, mirror, signal, and that's going to bring me off of the roundabout. And now we've got some temporary signs, and again it's 30, and it's going to feel slow. It's a wide road. Normally this road is like 50 miles an hour. So, but now it's 30 because they're doing some kind of road works. They're building like loads of houses just on the left there. They've put a new roundabout in, and you know, they're doing something at the side. Or they were earlier today. They were doing something just on the edge of the road there as well. So it's 30 miles an hour, and we're going to stay at that. You can see the sign says roadworks in 400 yards, doing road layout, temporary lights. So we're getting lots of signs, lots of kind of warnings there about what's ahead of us. As we come along, there's 2 lanes that go straight ahead, so we're in the left hand one of those 2 lanes. Again, even though we know it's all clear, we're going to put it into second gear. We're going to take the time to look. It is clear, and then we're going to follow that road. And mirror signal to come off. And that puts us in this traffic queue, and actually the temporary lights here have just turned to green. So it might be that we'll get straight through here. It might be, it might not be. We'll just keep our eye on the light as we approach it. We'll be ready to stop if it does change to red. And it hasn't done, it is on green, and so we're clear to go. So there's a roundabout here. And again, we're just going to go straight ahead just because that's the way we're going actually today. But the approach is the same, exactly the same. Braking into second gear, just at where the triangle is, and then we're just going to check and go. I keep saying triangle, don't I? And that's because it's in the shape of a triangle. But actually, it's almost like you could call it a reservation, couldn't you? In the middle of the road. And sometimes it's got this grass and it's built up like that. And sometimes it's just like lines on the road. But there's always something there. And if there's not something there, it's where the road kind of kicks around like that. So to kind of point all the cars in the correct way, in the correct direction, to go around the roundabout, so you don't go the wrong way around it. And it is another one now. And again, we're going to follow the road ahead. So we'll just be braking, and the approach is always the same, whether left, right or straight on. The only thing is different is the position. Into second, and then look and decide. And my decision this time is no, because I wasn't sure where that van was going, but actually it's gone down there and it's safe for me to go now. So then again, mirror signal when I'm level with the one before I want the one I want, and then I'm off. So roundabouts are easy, junctions are easy. If there's any kind of incidents in the road, getting yourself through them, well, that's easy as well. The thing is, they're easy if you see them early enough, and if you kind of deal with them early enough, and if you kind of prepare yourself enough on approach to them, then they're easy to get through.